Okay, so we're going to try to make a Mario game in half an hour. I'm going to be using this program AI Code Stitcher. Basically, I'll just be providing commentary on this video that I recorded earlier. I think that's probably the easiest way. All right, well, let's start. So let's run our Stitcher. Very important. And we've composed a message within that. It's got a compose option here. So I'm just going to tell it what we're going to do. I'm going to copy this to each LLM. We'll get the same instruction set. As you can see above, it's got LLM instructions. Every single message you compose to them that it then gets copied to the clipboard will have that prepended to the start of it. Despite saying, don't give me redundant code, it'll still give me tons of redundant code. I don't understand this. But look, this means that I don't have to wait forever to get the response, and we should be able to get something going within half an hour, because obviously this time limit is pretty tight. So I won't start recording, or sorry, it won't start timing it till everyone's got going, and then we'll see how we go. Obviously, I know the ending of it, but you guys don't. So, okay, so like at the moment here, just making it clear to the AI exactly what I want. You can never be too specific with AI. It'll do whatever it takes to be as lazy as it can. At least that's my experience. So the more concrete things you can put in, the better. It's also better, you're better off putting positive requests. Like you should avoid using never, don't, always try to phrase things as do this as opposed to don't do that. Because yeah, it's just, it's more reliable that way. I guess because when you say do not, it sort of just ignores the not and goes, oh, yes, what do you want to know? Anyway, so big, small, fire shooting, blah, blah, blah. And let's see what you got. That's the instructions. They're just default. And let's copy it to clipboard. Now, let's boot up some AIs. I'm going to boot up Gemini, DeepSeek, and Claude, of course, for all the Claude heads. And I think Mistral was the last one. We'll chuck them all on thinking mode, the most advanced, supposedly. And get rid of that. Okay. Now, yeah, I realized that I'm not going to show you the login. That was dumb. So I just paused the video slightly. Let's copy it in. Expert mode, deep thinking mode. Yes, start, go. Okay, Claude is on Opus 4.8 high, which is default. Mistral, which gets the default treatment. Now we need a clock of some sort. I realized that that's probably not up to scratch, so let's find a clock app by typing in clock. Surprisingly, there was one. Now, I had some trouble trying to resize this goddamn thing, as you can see. Now, let's get going. So it's half an hour from this point. And as you can see, I just cannot seem to, I'm not sure, I don't know what's going on. I'm guessing it's just got something to do with the Windows, and yeah, look at me struggle. So I stick it behind the semi-transparent AI code stitcher, but I think later on I realized that I should probably have that more visible. Now I won't be running any edits in this, simply because if I did, people would probably claim it was bullshit. Which I find a lot of these AI videos online, they tend to skip over huge portions of how you work with it. So I don't know, you can't really believe them. It's got nothing to do with me being a lazy bum. It's to do with the veracity of the video. Anyway, let's chuck them in split screen mode, which is pretty cool for this purpose. And let's see, like as expected, the free cheaper models, DeepSeek and Mistral, will get off to a flying start, and Claude will take its sweet ass time. But if you've used Claude before, you will have experience with this. What's my cat doing? Yeah, it's annoying me for better food. I think there's a thing about cat. If you give them good food, they get used to it, and then they refuse to eat the premium dry food. It's not a great idea to get them hooked on the good stuff. All right, so we're going to stick all our results in there. And who is going to be first? I think I adjust the clock so it's a bit more visible. As you can see, struggling to do anything with that. I don't know. I don't think it would want to make itself any smaller. I'm going to stick it there. It's the best I can do. And all right, now we see Gemini's already finished, but I'm too busy with the timer to actually notice that yet. Oh, there we go, finally. Yeah, I can download. Now I'll be just downloading it from the start, but otherwise from going on from this point, I will be using the code stitcher, so it'll just be quicker. Now, there's no jump at the moment, I realize that. And I know it looks a bit plain, but that's because I haven't stolen the assets yet. Or should I say downloaded the free assets and stuck them in there. You can't get AI to just make a Mario game using assets that it finds, because it goes, oh, it's copyright material, oh, I'll get in trouble. So you just have to get it to make the game, and you say you just load the assets in yourself, ones you've downloaded. All right, so I'm trying to find the copy or download, because there we go. When you've stuck them in these little side-by-sides, it's, yeah, things aren't as easy to find. So what I've done now is I ran this tactical arm instead of a normal arm, and this gives me the option to create a new file from the copied contents. So I'm just typing in Mistral Mario, I believe, incorrectly spelled, and sticking it in that folder. Here we go. All right, so just waiting on Claude now. Big surprise. Let's see what DeepSeek got. Not exactly how Mario works. You don't really select, but I guess that's what I asked for. All right. Seems we've got the game working here. Yeah. I don't think Mario's fire shot runs horizontal across the screen like that. Yeah, jumping on something works. That looks probably like a pipe I can go in. Well, they're looking a bit miserable because they don't have any assets. Well, that's great. That didn't work at all. Something to do with pygame and the keyboard interrupts, I think. So we just copy the output and stick it right back in its face. So where's the jump button? Where's the fire button? Gemini, get it right. You'll notice that I've forgotten to hit run as well. So I really do put Gemini at a disadvantage here. At least a minute is spent where doing nothing, which I, anyway, see what happens. So still waiting for whatever. Now, at this point, I think I better go find some assets. Free Mario assets. Let's go images so I can see what I'm getting. Yeah, that looks good. Middle click that, middle click that. What other one do I middle click? Yeah, that one, that one. See where that takes us. And all right, here's one I can download. Says I've got to give some credit to whoever that was. Well, I did. Where's the download? That doesn't look right. What is a JPEG that I got to copy them all out of? No, you've got to have them all separately, separate files, mate. Otherwise, I'm not going to download you. None of these look official. What's this one? It looks promising. Oh, great. It's a font, a Game Boy font. Yeah, brilliant. It's kind of what I want, except I've got to, again, I'm guessing that these are going to be just big sprite sheets I've got to like chop out myself. So screw that. I believe this one will be my best choice. Mario game assets. I'll open up, bastard. There we go. Let's extract it right into that file. AI code stitcher. 7-minute mark. Geez, time's ticking away. I don't know if I'll be able to. Well, actually, I do know if I'll be able to make it or not. You don't know that. So we can see that these are nicely separated out assets in PNG format, which means they'll have a transparent background, which means they don't have a big square over them. DIRB, B is bear, pipe to the clipboard. That just means output of the clipboard, not to the monitor. And well, I just said, here's the file names, go figure it out. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. So what are we doing here? Copying, there we go. So I armed it, and then once I copied the contents, it then goes, okay, well, which file you want to get to go in? Same deal, and that one automatically knew it was the DeepSeek file. Finally, Claude has finished. What did we get from Claude? Claude usually does a reasonable job. And Mistral, where are we at with Mistral? All right, let's arm it and copy to the clipboard. Is it truncated? Yeah, well, see, this stitcher sometimes will, well, it's got to err on the side of caution, and sometimes it will be truncated, but not using the ellipses, not using the ... Rest of code goes here. It'll do it in some sneaky way. So it's just confirming whether or not it's got any of that. Geez, vaporized 25 LLM. So 25 lines of garbage that the LLM added to that. Okay, now, great. This is AI Studio, I believe. I don't think the jump button's still not working, but that's because I haven't updated it with the latest one, I believe, which is this one. So again, I'll arm it. Oh, no, I realized then. So about 7 minutes have gone before I realized, oh, I didn't run that prompt. I just sat my prompt there and it wasn't doing anything. Okay, so I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Oh, there we go, that's right. DeepSeek's fixed up the firing thing. It seems to work all right. No assets being loaded yet. Haven't told it to, or whatever. Now this, what wince is Mistral or something? No, I believe this is Claude's effort. Yeah, see, I'm realizing there's no forward run. If I push the right button, it doesn't do anything. It's stuck to the ground. But I push left and it suddenly flies off to the right. And that's Mistral's effort, where it's obviously it's not spawning it high enough and I'm falling through the bottom. So we've got issues, don't we? So who's this for? That's right. Here's the assets we're going to load, because I didn't give this to anyone yet. Yeah. Well, let's update Gemini before we paste it. Now I realize that I've just overridden the clipboard, so we'll just restore that. There's a list of assets. Now you will realize that I didn't tell it what subfolder to use, so they assume that all these assets are going to be sitting there in the root directory or parent directory, which they're not, which I do correct later on, but again, we're wasting time. So by virtue of my ignorance or stupidity, we're going to have some issue. Now I realize that, I've run out of freebies with Gemini, so I've got to link my API key and give Google more money for nothing. Great. So now we're onto the stage where they're all they're going through that list of PNG files, these assets, these graphical assets, and obviously allocating them where they need to go. Ooh, 11 minutes down. Integrate the PNG asset loading, replace all the blah, blah, blah. See, there's some, I just saw some truncation there. Okay. Yeah, Stitcher's getting annoyed because if the AI keeps on reusing the same function names, makes a million classes and it just says fuck off. Just stop doing that, you cunt. Because it is annoying. It's annoying as fuck. Okay, what's it happening here? Okay, so it said, okay, right, yep. The Stitcher is pretty smart. It knows that, hang on, that should be here. The AI has made a mistake. It's giving you the wrong class. It's fucking up. Do you want to put it where it should go? So DeepSeek with its piecemeal output is first off the bat, I think. And I knew Gemini would be close behind. So we've got both of them. So the Stitcher's worked out which file it should go in, which is AI Studio. No worries. So even though we've got multiple games of great, okay. See, I'm like, where's the assets? Where's the assets? Why can't they? Then I realized that, oops, no, that's not going to help. Yeah, so I really fucked this up for Gemini. I give it is really I'm making it very miserably difficult for it. And at the point of time, I realized that, hang on, is DeepSeek doing the same thing? Oh yeah, well, it's probably me. I've done something, haven't I? Now I couldn't see that error for some reason. I think when you use pygame, it can whip it away too quickly. Here we go. No file. See. So this is where it all clicks. And rather than just copying everything out from assets into the root directory, which is what I should have done, I've said, hey, this is, whoops, files are in assets. Again, I could have gone and just edited easily each bit of code and just done that myself, but hey, live and learn. So I've got to tell them all files are in the asset subdirectory. That's pretty easy. Thank you, DeepSeek. Yeah, knew it was DeepSeek. It smelled like DeepSeek, so it chucked it in the DeepSeek. Yeah, gonna wait for that. Now there's a little trick. If you chuck it into raw mode, it's a ton quicker. It outputs a lot quicker than if you've got it in Markdown. So you can just chuck it in raw mode and then wait till it finishes and then put it back in Markdown if you want. Or you can actually copy it out in Markdown while leaving it in raw mode, which is probably a smarter option. Oh, thanks, Claude. Claude's piecemealed it out as well. Even though I said, just give me the single patch, it just ignores that and goes, yeah, here we go. Bits and pieces for you. Now it's going to ask me where this stuff goes because there's just reused function names out the arse. So pretty much every single one of these is going to have to be told where it goes. It has a good guess, but it's not 100% sure. So defers to the user. Yeah, that file where we go, this is a Goomba or Koopa, whatever. I don't know what these things are called. Some Nintendo file will know. I love Nintendo. Yeah. Yeah, like that goes. It's like top level diffs. Whoop, that's not right. It's not DeepSeek. It's completely wrong. It's Mistral. So let's just tell it to go to Mario, which is Claude's. Yes, what is this? So to sniff. All right, let's chuck it in before the last function. That means it's a global def, and you want to stick them up the top somewhere, but it's as good as you can make it. Any files equals whatever. I think. This is not being very clear. They love being obtuse like this. All right, I can get it out of the zoom in. I don't think I've realized I'm zoomed. Run Python Mario, assets, blah, blah, blah. See what we got. Asset manager. That's when I realized that, they're not actually global. They're not global comps. They're actually supposed to be in the start of a class somewhere, which is just the dumb way to do it. That's kind of gets annoying after a while. And they were supposed to go to the asset manager, not globally like I told it to. Well, when you're under the time limit, you realize what you've done sometimes. Now let's find that files thing. Where did it go? It's here somewhere. I'm going to copy it again. All right. I just locked it to Mario. That's Claude's effort. Should have probably renamed it to Claude Mario or something. Yeah, I guess. So that's going a global. I figured that that's where it goes, but it's probably not where it goes, and it turns out that it isn't not where it goes. But that doesn't stop me from trying and running it anyway, and it'll tell me, no, it goes in Asset Manager. See, I mean, how dumb is that? It won't take a global. It has to be an Asset Manager. Yeah, because Claude's referred to it using self because it's an idiot. That's easy to solve. Let's just select it out there. I realized at this point, actually, this init also goes into Asset Manager, not input state. Anyway, no harm, no foul. No, wait, I didn't screw up the init. Let's see. It's looking better. Yay, there we go. Okay, we've got the same problem. You push left and it doesn't. Oh, we got bigger issues. Claude's fucking it up. I don't know. We just copy the error in and throw it right back in its face. That's what you do. Now I haven't realized I've still locked it to the Claude's, and I realize now. Oh, god damn it! So I disable the after undoing it, disable the file lock. There we go. Chucks it in the right one. See what you got, Mistral. Yeah, falling through the things. So you didn't address that, or at least I didn't fix it. Mario starts and falls through the floor. Start him at a higher Y, which is ironically a lower Y value, because the top left is 0, 0, and the bottom right is whatever max. All right, let's see what you got, Gemini. What's going on? See, again, I realized that I didn't actually tell it the files are in asset yet. So again, Gemini is like about 2 prompts behind everyone else. Kind of unfair, isn't it? What the fuck, DeepSeek? Is this just... Are you going to get anything right? Unexpected. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I'm assuming that it mangled something or other. So let's just go that 108. And I realized that Okay, so what I've done is, see, that's where that files went into the wrong. This is because I'm not paying attention. That's okay. So load assets. I realized at this point I just get rid of the whole function and I'll copy it in again. Let's save that. Let's copy that DeepSeek thing in. Let's arm it. After file locking, which was a problem. I don't know why I locked it. It was the worst idea. But it screwed me up multiple times. I don't know where load assets go. Oh, the game class. See, that's why you got to read. There we go, game, and I'm going to say at the bottom of game. Let's have a look. Oh, what have we got now? What's the error now? And we got like 8 minutes to go. No one's gotten anywhere. OS, that's simple. That's just an import issue. Must never have probably told me and hidden somewhere in the goddamn conversation. Goes, oh, don't forget to import OS. Just add that, prick. Now, I'm on DeepSeek. That's where we got. What is it now? What have you done? Asset Fireflower doesn't exist. Well, yeah, because it doesn't exist. It just hallucinated the name. Doesn't. Yeah. So of course, rather than just simply fixing it myself, I've told the LLM, go fix it up yourself. All right, finally we can get Gemini working. Looks like this is who's this, Claude? Yeah, that's right. I realize I've still locked it to that stupid DeepSeek. I hope this is the last time I use the file lock, but I don't think it is. What am I doing now? Sitting there thinking, am I? Yeah. Undo that, because I believe I screwed it. Yeah, it didn't go to Gemini, it went to DeepSeek. This makes a lot of sense, I'm sure, if you're trying to follow along. Hey, it's a half an hour thing, man. I've got no time to spare. So where's this going to go? Again, I realize I've locked it like an idiot and got to disable that file lock, which I end up repeatedly using and repeatedly making the same dumb mistake. And I realized I didn't even need to because it figure it out anyway. Okay, so it's one line it wants me to add. Where the fuck does it go? So it just takes a good guess. It goes, oh, it's probably going to go here. There's a lot of self Mario shit going on. Give it a whirl. Give it a go. All right, so this is finally, we've got Gemini's effort. Yeah, not too bad. Can't seem to jump up over the pipe, which doesn't seem right. It does kind of look, yeah, well, front runner so far. Okay, add primitive oscillator sound, make Mario jump higher. And how'd DeepSeek go? DeepSeek still throwing errors up, something like Fireflower. And what have we got? No, see, as if it's any skin off its back to give me the full fucking function. No, it's just giving us little bits of it. Again, so it knows where it goes. See, power up draw. That's where it's going. But yeah, it's just sort of most of the time I just end up saying yeah. Just throw it there, throw it wherever you think. It gets it right about 95% of the time. So it's not a bad strategy. Okay, so this is Gemini again. Now, obviously, the background that's used is not quite what it expected. It's assuming that the background is actually the background, the sky and the clouds, but it looks like the background's got some idiot saying, "This is mine. Just copyright me," whatever. So I don't know. So this is This is Claude's effort. Now, it still doesn't move forward. You can move forward if you jump forward, but you just can't push the right button or D to move Mario to the right. I mean, that's a pretty big fuck up. And yeah, Claude doesn't seem to be fixing it, despite the fact I keep on telling it doesn't work. See, I can't run. He's glued to the spot. When I hold left, whoops, I should have said, well, no, bad anyway. It's actually right, but left doesn't work either. You push left and it zooms off to the right. That's just fuck up city. Right, DeepSeek, what do you got? So at this point, I believe I wise up and I just go, you know what? No, I didn't wise up. Oh yeah, I figured that. Look, if you give me the full function, this fire flower shit, we'll get around it. We'll get over it. It won't be an issue anymore. 3 minutes left, and as you can tell, no one's really anywhere near it. We haven't really even gotten the first level. Although it looks like Gemini's finished whatever I asked it to do last time. Those two are sitting there, thumbs up the arse. What's Gemini got for us? Ooh, good sound. No, not bad. Not bad. Fix the jump thing. I mean, we can forgive the background because it doesn't actually realize that. Oh, we got some pipe traversal as well. And looks like an underground thing. And yeah, it pops out. Sort of. That's not right. It's fireballed. And I hit the fireball button and nothing happens. So tisk Gemini, you forgot about that. It's not my fault, it's Gemini's fault. Okay, Claude's thinking, of course, so is Mistral. And DeepSeek's got something for us. And look at all those identical. I mean, why did it do that? It was just fireball I needed, but it could give me everything. What an idiot. This is the thing about AI. You can say, only give me this, don't, just ignores you. Just goes, yeah, whatever, I don't care. I'll do what I want. Oh my God, look at that time. Well. Oh, times are running out. Yeah, look, Claude really dropped the ball this time. It's usually not too bad, but I mean, when compared to Gemini 3.1 Pro, it's not as good, and it's a lot slower. So I don't understand why people just shills for Claude. They're all over Twitter, just these assholes that won't shut up. Claude's the best. I stick claws up my ass. And that's time. That's time. 30 minutes, that's what I said. But, I guess we'll see how long. We'll give a minute's grace. I think that's what I did. Because it looks like maybe Mistral is just about to give me something or other. It's the same one-line fix that I never actually applied correctly because I just didn't care. But I think now I will. So let's edit this in a more adroit fashion. Let's find. I see there's a Mario, of course. With this continually using this very similar fucking function names. I can't stand it. It's like, hey, what do you need? You don't need all these classes. It's such a piss poor, it's not good convention. It really isn't. Just a fucking waste. So at this point I realized that, well, okay, so one of them is the one I screwed up the first time. The next one down is the most recent screw up. And then I think the last one's got nothing to do with anything. I'm trying to just work out, well, where's it actually supposed to go. And then I finally realized there's a class Mario game, but it's different from the class Mario, which uses game object. It's just like, fuck off. Fuck off, seriously. Who does that? An obtuse LLM. Okay, so that should be working now. And Claude hasn't finished. Can't, 2 minutes grace. I can't give more than that. So let's go through. Let's quickly see what we got. All right, this is Gemini. Not bad. Sound. It's the only one that managed to get sound because the rest were just screwing around, I guess. Yeah, it's, I mean, it wouldn't take that much work to get this to an actual level state, proper. We can see up the top what it's supposed to look like. And we've got our shots looking like nothing and sticky keys accidentally activated. Okay, yep, very good. Where's the end of the level? That doesn't look right. Well, actually, that's what it's supposed to be, huh? Yep. Well, you just got lazy, did you, Gemini? Just went, nah, screw it. And then we wrap around again. Well, yeah. I mean, piss poor effort, but definitely the front runner so far. Of course, Claude hasn't finished yet, which is just Claude to a T. Obviously, DeepSeek's still throwing up that issue. That doesn't look right. It doesn't move right, and it's pretty fucked. It looks like when you die, it spawns below the floor again. Yeah, I think that's, well, I suppose it's in second place because DeepSeek's not even running yet. So we have a second. Let's have a look at Claude's effort. Yeah, remember this, can't go to the right, and you push left and it spins through with no collision anywhere. If I can sort of jump. If I want to jump, yeah, this is a mess. Don't think we're going to bother with this. Yeah, no, we just write it off as being complete garbage. Well done, Claude, you garbage man, you're Oscar the Grouch. And I've got to have a look what the fuck is going on with DeepSeek. I'm just going to lock it to DeepSeek. I'm just going to have a look at all. Again, that was the all right, so doesn't work again. So what did I do? I think I end up copying something. All right, so I get annoyed at this stage. For the last time, go Fireflower, sick of that shit. So I'll just fix it in a very brute force way, which is to make a copy. The coins now, the shot thing. Fine, if that's what you want. Let's have a look. Okay, DeepSeek. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, it's very small, but all the elements are there. Just died. Yeah, come on. What do I do now? Run it again. Yeah, I think I choose something else. Big, yep, cool, jump, that works. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Oh, the only one to introduce those turtles, which you don't really jump on correctly, that doesn't perform how it should. And the animations are pretty sure Mario runs a little quicker. Oh, at least it included the flag thing at the end. Oh, I think that's second place. Really? I'm just going to zoom in so we can see up close exactly how well each AI model did. So this is Gemini 3.1 Pro. Clearly the one that's got the closest to Mario, which is kind of disappointing that no other model could do it in the time allotted. I mean, it's got issues, but hey, credit where credit's due, right? I mean, it's from memory, Mario with the fireball has a white overalls, I think, and a red shirt, I believe. Okay. So Mistral, zoom in there. Yeah, so sort of getting the assets right, sort of. It's got the same movement issues as Claude. Doesn't really seem to work, at least not holding left and right. Can sort of jump left and right, and we got the spawning beneath the floor issue, so that's kind of fucked. And I think I checked if Claude's, yeah, so I decided to give Claude another, one last chance. See what it's got. I mean, this is well past the time limit. So entity. So I just create an entity. Yes. Bottom of scope. Player. Knew that where that went. Update. And Goomba, that is. Yep. Cooper. Yep. Mushroom. So they all use update. Isn't that great? I mean, it's just fucking annoying. And Fireball. There it is. Done. All right, Claude. Let's see what you got. I know there's a fan club behind you, and nothing's changed. It's still completely. Oh no, wait! It's even more broken as I slip through the floor somehow. No, control is still screwed. I still clip through everything, and that's a piece of shit. Sorry, Claude. It's just absolute garbage. It's total garbage. But just in case you don't believe me, have a good look. Also, these assets don't look that great. I don't know what it's done. It's put a blur on them or something. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what's happened to the background up there either. Yeah. Very disappointed in that. And it is the largest file. Well, there we go. So, yeah. Interesting, eh? Gemini, the clear winner. Who'd have thunk it?